I cannot handle horror movies. And my friends will never let me forget that. They all laugh at me when I scream in fear.
I don't want to watch this. No.
But that ends today. So there's this study called The Science of Scare, and it ranked dozens of horror movies based off of people's heart rates. And one movie won first place for the last 3 years in a row. Hi, I'm Gabsia, and today I'm testing Sinister, the scariest movie ever filmed according to science. But is it worthy of that title? Now, since I want to conquer my fear of horror movies, I thought to myself, why don't I just start with the scariest one? Exposure therapy. And I know what you're thinking. Don't people usually work their way up to build a tolerance? And you're right, but this is urgent. My friends are watching Sinister in 3 days, and I'm plotting my revenge. Imagine how they'd feel if we watched the scariest movie ever made and I didn't give them any reaction. If they flinch more than I do, then I win. The tables are turning, and this time I'm making fun of them. So I'm using an Apple Watch for this experiment, and I need to record my resting heart rate before I do anything. So the average resting heart rate from the study was 64 BPM, and I'm hovering at around 90. That's higher than most people's BPM while watching the movie, and I haven't even done anything yet. I'm not sure if that's because I'm nervous or if all that soda's catching up to me, but I am a little bit concerned. I want to get support blanket. Hold on, give me a second. Oh no, okay, I can't show that on YouTube. So we start with this family doing a Logan Paul Japan incident, and I already have so many questions. Like, who are these people? Why are they there? And who's the one recording all of this? Actually, wait, hold on. I think I'm seeing some movement back there. This guy's Allison Oswald, and he's a writer who just moved his family into this new house. It's a nice place if you ignore the tree in the backyard that was used to brutally murder a family. Yeah, it totally was. That was a tree. And apparently he knew about the deaths beforehand, but just decided to move there anyways. Why? Because he wants to write a book about it, obviously. And for some reason, he brought his whole family with him as well. I don't know why he needs to be in this specific spot to write his book, but couldn't he have just moved down the street or something? I'm pretty sure a 5-minute commute to work wouldn't have killed you. You don't even have to come in every day. Just like stop by once a week or something.
You wanted to move here.
Well, I had to move here. The new story I'm writing is here.
Even his daughter isn't convinced, and she's like 6 years old. You know, maybe the property value just went to shit after the incident, and he got a really good deal on the place. You know, nowadays I might take an offer like that if it means I get to own a house. This part of the movie is pretty calm, and I don't really feel that nervous. I'm just trying to keep my heart rate under 100 BPM. So let's just see how long it takes for us to hit triple digits. And we're starting now, because I'm not counting that first one. We get introduced to Allison's wife Tracy and their kids Ashley and Trevor. It's mostly just setup, you know, plot stuff to fill the runtime. Just like this sentence I'm adding to fill up this video's runtime. My heart rate stayed around 70 to 80 BPM, and even though I was watching this movie by myself, I still felt pretty good. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that I'm not even tense. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really understand what was going on. My days, bro. Okay, I might be a little tense, but it's nothing I can't handle. Things pick up a little when Allison finds these tapes in the attic, and there's even a little scorpion living up there too. I think he's also interested in the cheap real estate. Well, that's one way to stomp out competition. Also, now might be a good time to mention that Allison's kind of a weird guy. The peak of his career was 10 years ago, and since then he's kind of fallen off as a writer. Even his wife thinks it's weird, and she won't let their kids go anywhere near his office. Speaking of office, it's movie time. What does an office have to do with movies, bro? Time to line up those home videos and see what's in store for us today. Maybe a backyard barbecue, or a kid's birthday party. That's pretty interesting. I feel like my flight or fight instincts aren't working, so I've sort of regressed into deer in headlights mode. I'm barely under 100 BPM, but I feel like it wouldn't take too much to set me off right now. Something about the tape just makes me so uncomfy. Why are the lights still off? You're telling me you see some shit like this and you're not immediately turning on the lights? In fact, I'm doing a whole spiritual cleansing. I don't want any of that energy. I'm going straight to the shower to contemplate what I just witnessed. And all this guy can muster up is mild concern before he just goes back to his notes. I'm not even there, and I'm probably more uncomfortable than he is right now. My heart rate peaked at 103 BPM while sitting in the comfort of my own room, and this guy can't even be bothered to use a flashlight while investigating. Hey man, it's a bit too dark in here. I can't see. At this point, I'm just kind of hiding behind my emotional support penguin, and I'm just waiting before this happened. Me, bro. Nothing even really happened. It was just Ashley standing in the laundry room. That moment was so simple, but it scared me so bad. I got all the way to 106 BPM, and that barely counts as a jump scare. That's because of this little thing called tension. You can't just make a loud noise and expect people to be scared. You gotta build up to it first. In this case, they do it in 2 parts. Firstly, there's a riser in the audio, which makes your brain start to anticipate something, even if you don't know what. So as soon as our brain hears that noise, it's like, hey, something's coming. And that can make you excited, or in this case, very anxious. Then there's a misdirection, which oftentimes is just a loud noise. In this case, it was a single note. Very effective. For a second, Allison thinks about turning the tapes into the sheriff's office, but then he goes, man, f that guy, he didn't shake my hand, I lost all my aura. Then he throws those bad boys back onto the projector and goes for round 2. Oh hell no, I'm not watching that. Are you hearing that audio? I don't want to live there no more. The footage shows 3 guys being chained up all the time or something, and there's just this sort of distorted chanting in the background. I'd also like to express my deep regret in watching this movie. It's taking all of my effort just to keep my eyes on the screen, and I don't want to be here anymore. Meanwhile, this guy's watching it like it's the premiere of Oppenheimer. My guy is invested. You sure you don't want to call the police? Okay, well, we won't judge you if you change your mind, so maybe just sleep on it. Honestly, he's so real for that. That's exactly how I'd be navigating my house in this situation. I'd be peeking corners like it's Valorant just to go to the bathroom at night. Allison's just trying to get to bed, but then he runs into Trevor absolutely tweaking inside of a cardboard box.
Oh my god!
You're having a bad dream, okay? One of those night terrors.
Thanks for telling me that, otherwise I'd have no idea what I'm looking at. My best guess is that he's doing some sort of interpretive dance, and he's just really feeling the energy right now. He managed to sleepwalk all the way to this conveniently placed cardboard box, and then somehow managed to close it on himself from the inside. Not really sure how that works, but okay. And could you stop screaming? Like, I'm not even scared anymore, you're just kind of hurting my ears. I thought this scene would raise my heart rate, but it actually made me pretty relaxed. I think it's because I was expecting something to come out of the box, so when it did happen, it didn't really catch me off guard. I was just like, oh, yeah, that happens to me sometimes too.
I was in a box?
You were in a box.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, well, it's not the strangest place we've ever found you.
I feel like Allison's gotten multiple hints that he should just pack up his stuff and leave, but of course that's not gonna happen because otherwise we'd have no story. Characters in the horror movies have to be a little stupid because the ones that aren't leave too quickly to make a good movie. Okay, heart rate update. Surprisingly, I haven't flatlined, I'm still kicking, but I'm around 80 to 90 BPM, and as you can see, I'm not looking too good. What's even crazier is that Tracy still doesn't know they're living in a murder house. Like, we can see how the house is affecting the family, and clearly Allison just doesn't care. I just thought I'd mention I'm manually breathing right now. I feel like I'm too scared for my body to do things automatically anymore. All these scenes are uncomfortably dark, and they somehow manage to be too loud and too quiet at the same time. How is that possible?
I'm guessing that you got squirrels, no way in or out up there.
He actually called the police. Oh my gosh, okay. In real life, calling the police is kind of a coin flip, but in horror movies, that's a damn good idea. Clap it up. Wait, never mind. Okay, hold on, that made it worse. So this is Deputy So-and-so. Yeah, that's his name, don't question it. And he works with Allison to get clues about the murders. I like him just because he seems happy to be here. I don't think he knows how much worse he's gonna make things. In fact, I don't think he knows that much at all. And I'm barely tolerating this movie, and he's the only character that makes me feel a little bit of comfort. And I needed as much comfort as possible for what I was about to watch. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Man, who invited this guy? Hey, turn around, there's a little critter behind you. Yeah, that's when I knew I wasn't ready for this movie. And it's not just the films. The entire night, it seems like he's being haunted by this ominous figure. Yeah, honestly, I can't really do this anymore. If they do one more camera pan to a dark hallway, I'm going to lose it. Look, at this point, I'm averaging like 100 to 110 BPM while nothing's happening on screen. Like, I think this is the phase where I actually started to reconsider my idea.
Trying to make sure that they know it was you.
Okay, I don't think I'm finishing this movie. At this point, my anxiety was giving me a headache, and I just needed a second to breathe. My highest recorded BPM was 133, which means I did break the previous record of 131. And I think I burnt off like about 1 glazed donut worth of calories. It was just so disappointing to know that I didn't even make it halfway through the movie. Like, I knew it was gonna be scary, but I haven't even made it to the peak of the story yet. By the way, there's no one paying me to do this either. There's only like 9 people who are gonna see this anyways. Like, you wouldn't be mad at me if I quit. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. But something in my brain just wouldn't let that happen. See, I have this thing where I just have to finish things that I started, or at least get good closure to make myself feel comfortable. And this movie is no different. Basically, if I don't finish this movie, I won't be able to sleep at night. And if I do finish this movie, I won't be able to sleep at night. So I might as well just get it over with, you know? But I can't just go back unprepared, or else I'll probably just give up again. So I did some research, and I figured out ways to make scary movies not scary. Like this one guy on Reddit who said that you should watch the corner of the screen whenever you get nervous. And I get the idea, because you can't really process much if everything's in your peripheral vision. But are you even watching the movie at that point? Like, sure, I'm not getting scared as much, but I'm also missing like 90% of what's going on. And I can't really be mad because it works, but it feels like I'm LARPing instead of actually watching the movie. Like, you can't tell I'm not looking, but it still feels weird.
So you're saying the person that made this symbol is eating children?
We learn that the figure haunting the tapes is a deity called Bagul, or Mr. Boogie if he's feeling informal, and he feeds on the souls of children and then makes them kill their whole family. Also, Ellison still doesn't give a gaff because he has no reason to believe it's real, other than his daughter painting dead kids on the wall.
I wanted to paint her picture, but she didn't want it in my room because that used to be her brother's room. She's the one Daddy's writing his book about.
And I'm kind of surprised that she didn't find out sooner, but she's handling it way better than I would.
Oh, wait, so you're saying it didn't happen here?
No! It happened in the backyard.
I would have had to hit him with one of these, you know? But she's just a better person than I am. Oh, you asked if we moved in next to a murder house. But you should have asked if we moved into the murder house. Because we did. Elliot's been given so many chances to leave, but he's just letting this book ruin his family. Can't you see, Elliot? This book is tearing us apart. But he decides to stay in the house anyways until he finally reaches his breaking point. I think this is by far the scariest part of the movie, so I resorted to doing full body dances to distract myself from the tension. And it works. I only went over 100 BPM like once. Or twice. Okay, so now you want to leave. Spoiler alert, it won't matter if you move out or not because you're already cursed to die. Everyone is. So it turns out that Elliot started a ritual when they moved into the house, and it's actually moving out that's what completes the ritual. And of course they figure that out afterwards when it's already too late.
If you destroyed the images with a fire, what would happen then?
Ashley is now fully possessed by Bagul, and she puts a little sleepy liquid in Elliot's drink. And then she gives her family an axe massage and records it all.
Don't worry, Daddy. I'll make you famous again.
So that's how the tapes got made? That is sick and immoral. That's child labor, you know. And it's not even that good. She can't even hold the camera right either. In fact, just give me the camera. I'll do it myself, okay? Now that it's been a few days, I can proudly say that I've had 0 nightmares. To be fair, I did sleep with all the lights on in my apartment, but that's fair game because I live here and you don't. Now I'm ready to watch it all again with my friends. Yay! We agreed to have a flinch counter, and whoever flinches the least wins. But my friends don't know that I've already seen this movie, so I'm going in with the advantage.
How are you about horror movies? How do you feel about scary stuff in general?
I also really like scary movies, but I don't like slashers.
Ian and Sarah are both horror movie enthusiasts, and it takes a lot to get them scared. I'm gonna have to lock in if I have any chance of beating them.
I actually have no idea what this movie's about. I didn't even like look it up or anything.
It's supposed to be the scariest movie.
Really? It's not.
It's supposed to be.
They seem kind of overconfident, so I don't know how I feel about that, but I came prepared with my anti-horror movie strategy. I memorized every jump scare and paired it with the corner method to make sure that I won.
I don't remember who's who.
That's Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, that's Maya Hawke's dad.
Low-key, they were doing better than I expected, so I had to take things into my own hands.
Stop!
Yeah, that counts. Ref, give me 200 points, please.
It scared me too. I just didn't react to that. You hurt my ear. For not looking at me. Like, that's my main concern.
I screamed loud.
Anyways, I'm gonna go sprinkle some salt around my room. Can't get caught lacking. Also, I found out that Sinister has a terrible sequel, so if I ever make a video about that, it's probably gonna be here. Otherwise, here's another video I think you'd probably like. Okay, see ya.